And I will stand by dismantling corruption. Corruption kills three things that makes a society. It kills entrepreneurship. Nobody thinks in a corrupt country. There's no entrepreneur in a corrupt country. Any country where people in government are richer than businessmen, manufacturers, it will not survive.
P2B field change Nigeria, but it never reach in own town. Now kill. After our local, Mr. Obi can come out. You understand me? Even say this our local. Where the talk say our local. If you read there, you understand me now. If you don't read there, make you just stay patient. Make you see that 8 years where you want to do. Shebiti Buhari is going now. Buhari good, Buhari no good, Buhari better, Buhari die, Buhari no die. Now Buhari dead there. Now fake Buhari dead there. 8 years done. Don't pafuka now. Another person go enter. Make Obi go kill. After this 8 years, when we want to enter again, make Obi come out. The people where they talk say this is Siwaju that is going for president. The people where they say they're close to the man, then they pray for the man. Not be say I collect something from the man. I never know the man. But I just they prayed for the man. If he go, I wish him best of luck. Because we do election, we go do election. The man don't enter.
Just imagine, how could someone say this? I'm talking about people who are still crying, people who are still dying. So you knew that P2B can change Nigeria. She was saying P2B fit change Nigeria, but he never reached in turn. That is to say P2B can change Nigeria. He has the capacity, he has the ability to affect change when he's been elected as a president, but he never reached in turn. You see, so many Nigerians are their own problem. How can somebody think in this manner? This type of thinking or this kind of mentality can only come out from a tribalistic mentality, a religious mentality, that you know that somebody who is not from your own side is capable of transforming Nigeria, is capable of changing Nigeria, is capable of bringing good changes that Nigeria has been yearning for. He will be capable to bring this revolution that we have been talking about. And you said you know about that, but it is not his turn. So many people have this kind of mentality that this woman possessed. So many of them are pastors. They have this kind of mentality. So many of them are businessmen and women. They have this kind of mentality. So many people have lost their value in the world of Forbes when it comes to the richest people like Dangote, Adenuga. Their wealth is now funded because the naira is losing value every day. But maybe the same kind of people will still come out and tell you, I think next time P2B should come. Maybe it's not his time now. Who bewitched us, Nigerians? Who has done this to us? You see, that is why sometimes I don't pity so many people who are suffering today, because they created the suffering by themselves. They do so by themselves. They created the suffering by themselves. So it is not sound and sane for someone to think in this manner, where rice is getting to 80,000, bag of cement is getting to 12,000, the dollar is now 1,600 as I talked to you this morning, and you are here talking rubbish. So this is the kind of issue we are having in Nigeria. When election will come, while you know someone who is capable of delivering, who is capable of changing things, he will come out to say that it is not his time. Whose time it is? You mean look right? No problem. Continue to enjoy the hardship. Continue to enjoy the suffering. Continue to enjoy the inflation. At the end, no one will advise you. You see, sometimes it is good for you to leave people to suffer like this. Sometimes maybe God would allow something like this to happen so that people will learn in a hard way. Nigerians will learn in a hard way. They will learn in a hard way. And most people talking in this manner is because their father, their mother, their siblings has not been kidnapped. Maybe they are just experiencing this kind of challenges of inflation. But one thing I have to tell you people is that we are just in the 10th, 11th month. We are in the 10th month of this local government. Let us see what will happen after 4 years. Whether the same person will still come out to testify what she's saying right now. Before the election, there were many people who were talking about, supporting Tinubu's government. It is their right, though. I'm not against when you are supporting any candidate. It is your right. But it becomes something that is selfish and evil when you know that the candidate don't have the ability to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people based on past experiences, and the party he has been administrating as the national leader of the party has not affected any change. Everything they promise that they used to deceive people to vote against Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, they have never bring anything to reality. All the promises failed. So, by that experience, we already know that this man is going to fail. Even when so many people were talking and writing in the favor of Tinubu because of money, we knew he's going to fail. And this is a sad reality that we have proven that he is failing. Let's see what will happen before next 4 years. Everybody will learn in a hard way. You will learn in a hard way. But for me, I believe Nigeria must be returned to regional government for everything to work out well. But that does not remove the fact that someone like Mr. Peter Obi could have been the best president Nigeria would have. Mr. Peter Obi could have been the best president. I trust that man. I believe that man. I believe his doings. At least from the past experience, when you study someone's life, you understand what someone can do. So I believe that if election is coming tomorrow again, nobody knows what is going to happen before 2027. But if God willing that election is going to come 2027 again, I am still standing with Peter Obi. Either he win, he does not win, it's not my business. But my business is that I can never close my eyes and support someone I know that cannot deliver to Nigerians. I can never do that. I cannot do that. So even though I am the only one voting for someone I trust, someone that I know he has the capacity, no problem at that. I don't have issue about that. Because after you must have voted for the one you know, for the one you think will deliver, the person will not be able to deliver. And you are the one that will suffer, not me. Me, never. I cannot suffer for it. I can't suffer for it. So it is very important for us to think about our future, the future of our children. How is it going to be? How will they survive tomorrow? If we can't do this, let us prepare that we don't have future, we don't have tomorrow as a Nigerian. Because so many Nigerians now from around the country, is either they are waiting to be kidnapped or they are waiting to be killed. This is a sad reality and no one is talking about this. Well, as I said before, I believe that Mr. Peter Obi will still change everything.
It must be a deliberate government, fiscal and monetary policy to drive what we're talking about today. And I will stand by dismantling corruption. Corruption kills three things that makes a society. It kills entrepreneurship. Nobody thinks in a corrupt country. There's no entrepreneur in a corrupt country. Any country where people in government are richer than businessmen, manufacturers, it will not survive. Government people all over the world. I have lived and established a small business in the UK. Every year, I get a letter from the Queen and the Prime Minister because my business is turning over £5 million. In my place, in all my business in Nigeria, I've been getting a letter from the local government chairman. It doesn't care. When I was the governor, and I'm happy because Karen is here. As a governor, I insist if you must build a factory, I must come and visit you. You should not come to see the governor. And anybody who builds a factory, I must give you money to build your road. Innocent build factory, I laid foundation for that factory. I gave you money to build the road. And I said, what you're going to manufacture, I'll be your first customer. And I told him, I ordered 1,000 vehicles from him. Paid him up front for more than 1 year. Even when I told people that they are going to build schools for buses for schools, cars for traditional rulers, cars for this, security, they told me, how can I order something? They don't see the brake is going to fail, this is going to happen, people are going to die. Well, those who remain after those who died will continue. But that this is the man, that's why that place is standing. She can't build a factory, I gave him money to do. I can tell you ironically, 3 critics, same thing. Whenever I want to do their road, our people will estimate 5 times the price they will give me. Because I go to them and say, how much will it cost you for this? Like critics, while our people estimated 200 and something thousand million for his road, he gave us only about 40 something million. And people say, oh, it's not an engineer. I said, the man who needs the road gave us 40. We who don't need the road, you are taking his 200 and something thousand. Why don't we give him 40,000? If he wants for that road is still standing. The one we are doing for 200 and something have all failed. So government, we must dismantle criminality. It kills professionalism. Nobody is a professional. You saw my text my tweet last week. I was in Nsukka to campaign. Somebody who made a first class, who left university a year after, who made a first class, became a professor, was happy to be a professor. His salary in 2010 is equivalent of $2,700. The same salary today cannot buy $250. He bought a car after lecturing for 1 year, but he cannot even buy tire today. And he was asking me if he can become SA to a member of House of Rep that I came to campaign for. And I said, how? He said, he's paid 400,000. The SA to the man is paid 12 million. No country can survive with that. There's no entrepreneurship. There's no skill with that. You can't. Corruption kills hard work. So we must dismantle the corruption and get people for their talent, their skill, their energy to earn what people's talent and hard work must give them the opportunity. And I believe that what we're listening here will work. But we also need to get government involved. What we're saying here now, there's no government person involved. They don't listen. They don't go for lecture. I've been in that space, so I can tell you, nobody in government goes to where they lecture. It's waste of time. They go to where they party. Simple. Oh my gosh. And no country works like that. They should be listening to the skills. They should be respecting the Koskaris, the friends, the everything. The keynote speakers from the states. You know what it means. People come to visit you. Government people, governors invite you. Here, no, you go and beg for governor, queue up, stay in their waiting room for hours.